Greetings, David.
Hello, Ianington. How do I elongate your name? Ian Reese. Sir Ian.
You could do what my mother-in-law did and call me Ianla for years and years and years.
Well, we could also take a manila folder and write Google Docs on it and call that her Google Docs folder too. So we're not going to do that. We're going to introduce the Apex Adjacent Car Podcast.
Yeah.
Like you were saying.
Dave. I'm Ian.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
What?
We're on the internet. Right now.
Yeah.
We're on this is the internet.
Uh-huh.
There are things that are leaving the internet that are kind of bumming us out a little bit.
Yeah.
And then there are things that are happening on the internet that kind of bum us out. The internet, it giveth and it taketh away. Mostly it taketh away.
I was going to say it taketh a lot.
Yeah.
Bitches be taken.
Yeah. So I would like to start off by just briefly mentioning that we get comments on YouTube sometimes.
Yeah, not often, but sometimes. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
One thing that's been seeming we've been getting a pretty steady stream from, though, is our episode with Doug DeMuro, which was episode, I think, 307-ish, something like that. 308.
Sure, let's go with it.
Somewhere in there. Anyway, it was a delightful episode. We had a lot of fun.
We did.
People seem to enjoy it. We got a comment today that I thought was really funny. And I think I'm the only one who thinks it's funny.
I think it's funny too.
But we got a comment that it said, you guys are boring. You should work on that.
Mm-hmm.
And this is not a value judgment. I'm not going to argue with this person on whether we're boring or not, because that is a subjective thing. Honestly, I think I'm boring, so I don't listen to this show. So I'm sort of sympathetic. What I don't understand, what I can't wrap my head around is, this is boring. I should spend more time dealing with it by typing out a comment.
Right. Exactly.
That's a bizarre thing to me that I think really only exists on the internet.
Yeah, or if it did exist beforehand, like it's just never had the reach that it did, right? Before the internet. Because it'd just be somebody telling one or two other people that they didn't like a thing.
Right. I mean, usually if you are complaining about something being boring, it's because you have to be there. Right.
My sister's dance recitals when I was a child.
A children's dance recital is the perfect thing. You are obligated to be there. You are obligated to stay through from everyone from the 3-year-old to the 15-year-old who can vaguely dance.
Right.
And everyone in between.
Right.
That is boring. And you turn to the person next to you and you say, this is boring. And they go, yes, this is boring.
And also, we're old enough that Game Boys haven't been invented yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah, and if they had, we didn't have the 6 9-volt batteries required to power them.
Fucking Sega Game Gear, man. You fucking AA eating mofo. Anyway.
And then the other thing that happened today was that it was announced that DriveTribe is closing. And I think we all have sort of a complicated relationship with that website, but it's still a bummer that someplace that car people can go to put up stuff.
Right.
Going away. It's not good, especially since like Opposite Lock is gone. And, there's a lot of other places that haven't been so good.
Right. No. Yeah. Like, I think it's been like, there has never really kind of been like a consistent foundation. Like, not everybody's on Facebook, not everybody's on Twitter. And so these kind of like more dedicated bespoke platforms to kind of catch those people that are not already unified on something, we've seen burn out kind of over and over again. Right.
Yeah. And I think, DriveTribe especially, I think their heart was in the right place for the most part.
Right. And they had some good names attached to it. They
did. But there was definitely some pretty fundamental errors that they made, I think, early on. Like making it was hard, at least especially initially, to filter up through their through their logarithm or whatever, through their whatever they had going on to put things to the top of the page. It was always kind of dedicated to their writing staff, and it was sort of billed as a place that you could go to organically build an audience or whatever. And I think it worked out for some people, but in a pretty like narrow sorts of content, right?
Yeah.
But there was a bunch of cool stuff on there.
Yeah,
it's all going to go away, which is kind of a bummer.
We had some fun up there, right? Just looking back, just little bits of us, Yeah, at first you couldn't embed YouTube videos. That was a big stumbling block and a mistake, in my opinion. Right?
Yes.
They wanted videos uploaded to their platform, which is insane. Like, let someone else do the hosting, damn it. Yeah. Yeah. It's sad. It's sad to see this go. It never really hooked me, Yeah,
I never spent a ton of time on there, but it was usually when I would go on there, I would find at least one cool thing,
Yeah, right.
And it's it's just another community thing that is going away. That's a bummer.
It is, right? Yeah.
Donuts.
Right? Yeah. So we'll leave Ghost Donuts on Drive Tribe. Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, Jesse, I'm still keeping the Oppo sticker on the Abarth. So, that's still living on. I don't have a Drive Tribe one.
Yes. But these sorts of ups and downs with the internet did inspire me to write for you.
Oh.
Mr. Dave. And FMK Cars.
FMK Cars is the game that Ian and Dave play on the Apex to Jason podcast. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So this one is called We Get Comments. Cars with an anonymous yet opinionated internet twist.
Okay.
So these are kind of the top 3 most connected cars as decided by the readers of PC Magazine.
Oh, okay. All right.
So these are the best connected cars, and they're all going to have an internet-y twist. All right.
Okay.
Here we go. Tesla Model Y.
Sure.
Right? Here's the thing. The radio, which you cannot turn off,
oh, okay,
only plays 5-minute snippets from random podcasts.
Okay.
None of them will be ones to which you would normally subscribe. So they're just going to be
just a bunch of like murder shows.
Yep.
Like wellness podcasts.
A knitting podcast, maybe.
Yeah, Goop.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan.
Yep. Yeah. All that.
Fuck.
And it's just going to be nonstop whenever you're in the car.
5-minute increments, just channel changing. Increments. Okay. All right. Okay.
Yep. Okay. Next one. Hyundai Palisade.
Okay.
A random YouTube commenter will be selected each time you start the car, and they will be put in charge of every dashboard message you get. So the screen that is like between the dials in those cars?
Yeah, here, let's pull up the interior. Yep.
They're going to be doing all of the copy.
Okay.
For all of that. And anything on the main screen too. Anything like any sort of information coming back at you will be edited by a YouTube commenter.
Okay. All right.
Okay. All right. The last one. Chevy Blazer.
Oh.
So not a great car.
That's connected?
But you're going to like this twist. The PC Mag thing was choosing car makers, so I just kind of picked.
God. Oh, okay.
Chevy Blazer. Your car may host one beloved but now former website of your or service or whatever of your choosing. Every time you drive it, you can select. It can always be the same one if you want.
Okay. All right.
You can always be the Oppo server. Or whatever. The only thing is that traffic to that service affects fuel efficiency. So you're going to be literally powering your servers with the engine.
Okay.
And so obviously
higher
you
traffic,
don't want to
lower
mine
MPG.
Bitcoin with it.
Right. Okay. All right.
So you can be like, you know what? I miss Google Reader today. Turn it on. And Google Reader will be hosted from your car as you drive around.
Right. Okay.
But the more people that miss it, the more gas you're going to have to put in it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Well, I'm killing the Tesla Model Y.
Okay.
Because I have a feeling fucking Ben Shapiro and Joe Rogan and then a bunch of Tesla podcasts would show up.
Yeah.
Right? I can't handle that. Right? And for a day, I'm going to have to drive the Hyundai Palisade and roll the dice with whatever YouTube commenter decides, because it's a mix of delightful, like the kind person that commented on our episode with David Obachowski, hello from Argentina. That's amazing. Thank you so much for that. That is amazing, right?
It is. Yeah.
And
absolutely.
and so to anything from that and to like, you know, what we had today, where somebody had a name change suggestion for us that made no sense whatsoever. Right. So I think for a day I'll roll the dice on that. Right.
Okay.
And then I need to marry the Chevy Blazer, which I'm not happy about from the Blazer perspective. Can you also like advise a different blazer for me to wear every time I drive the Blazer?
That's up to you, man. You can do whatever you want. What do you think your first or most often web service would be that you would decide to host?
It would definitely be like a solid mix of Oppo, right? It would definitely be Google Reader. That's definitely in there. We're all nostalgic for that, right?
For me, that would be my number one. Like, it'd be like Google Reader and Winamp. Those are the two things that I most.
Right? Yeah. So it would be things like that for sure, you know? And maybe every now and then, like the Xbox, like the Xbox network, like, you know, every now and then. So, or like the PlayStation 3, PlayStation Net, you know?
Right.
Yeah. So we could play Need for Speed Heat, you know, with each other and stuff like that. Or maybe, oh God, the Dreamcast network, right?
There was a Dreamcast network?
It was dial up. Yep. There was a modem in the Dreamcast. It's right on the side. It came with every Dreamcast. I could get it and show you if you'd like. But yeah, it was dial up and it was free. But yeah,
I did not know that.
Yep. You could online game with, I think it was SegaNet maybe, but like, yeah, you could play, I think it was like NFL 2K, NHL 2K, like that whole generation of 2K sports games. You could play online for free. Yeah, right? We used to live in a country, Ian.
Yeah, we used to have like the good internet.
Right? Yeah.
The best internet.
Right. What do you think you would do?
I mean, I think you've chosen very well.
Okay.
I mean, that's definitely the most that's definitely the nicest, you know, most like I'm going to give back to the community.
Yeah, altruistic. Yeah, right.
Until somebody wrote a piece on you about some maniac driving around powering some servers with a gasoline engine,
right?
For something they don't care about, you know.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I would definitely do the Blazer. I think I'd try to get on a schedule, right? So I would, you know, like I'd bring back. There was a fantastic movie site called The Dissolve.
Oh, okay.
So maybe that one day a week we can have that up.
Gotcha. Okay.
You know, that's what I think I would like to propose is to have servers, like a hosting service that just like is like periodical. right?
Okay, sure.
Where you could almost like a shared workspace where you could share a connection and storage and colo costs and stuff, kind of like cloud, but focused on just like beloved but unprofitable or otherwise things that people don't want to invest in. So like we could have Grantland on there, you could have the Dissolve in there, we could have
hooray. Yeah.
But each one only gets like a day.
Okay. Live journal. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go on butnotforgotten.com and then it'll just be whatever service it is for that day just is what's hosted there.
I like this. And yeah, you could have like a subscription to like Nostalgia Net.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I like that.
All the venture capitalists that listen to this show, please contact us at 720-515-1391.
Right?
Let me know how much seed money you want to put into this, because I think it's fantastic.
Like, what do you like? We have hot and cold emotions when it comes to nostalgia, right? Yeah. Because I think oftentimes we understand that nostalgia is kind of like focusing on a certain thing without taking context into like the situation, right? When we see nostalgia kind of done incorrectly, right?
Yeah. And I think it's really easy. It's a really easy way to remember this. And the easy way to remember this is that all nostalgia is fucking hot garbage, except for the things that I'm nostalgic for, and those are great.
Right. Okay. All right. Gotcha.
Easy.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I'm going to blow on some NES cartridges if I can find any. Yep. Yeah. I don't know. We've never had the ability to replicate more things from our past, but that uncanny valley of like emulation layers and stuff like that never quite really has scratched the itch for me, Well,
and I think a lot of that, especially when you're talking about like games, especially, is that part of it was like how mind blowing they were at the time,
right? Right.
That, like you didn't know how much better it could be,
right? Exactly, because you've only seen advancements and you were like playing the advancement, right? Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. I don't know. So our good buddy Joe Hammers, he and I pine for NES and he loves Famicom games. And so we have a definite shared nostalgia for NES, like 8-bit games for sure. Like that runs deep. Like, yeah, it's always good to talk to Joe about that stuff. Right. Yeah. And then this kind of stuff those advancements really manifest itself in really funny ways, right? Like, did I tell you about when Kelly played The Sim back at my old place? Mm-mm. Okay. So, it was in the old blanket fort. She wanted to see The Sim. So I set her up. She was driving a Ferrari 458 or something on a track. Okay. Right. And she has amazing hand-eye coordination. So, I mean, she didn't grow up playing any video games. She doesn't play any games, right? But she was throwing down on the track, right? Nice. And for maybe 20, 30 minutes, like just going for it, right? And she was doing great. And then she was like, okay, I want to see like how much better like you can drive, right? Like what that's like. And so she stopped. And as soon as she stopped, motion sickness hit hard, right? Yeah. And obviously, I just took care of her and stuff. I was like, whatever, go throw up. I'm going to race this car. No. But like you realize that like ever since we could start playing Atari Enduro, we've been training ourselves that this perceived motion is not real and it's okay. Right. Yeah. And she never had that Because motion sickness is like your eyes perceiving something different than what your body's feeling. So your body thinks you've been poisoned. So it wants to throw stuff up, right? Natural reaction, right? So we've been slowly dosing ourselves over decades with that's okay.
Yeah.
Right. And she never did. And then hopped straight to a fucking Ferrari sim at Monza. Right? And so, of course, she got motion sick. Right.
Crazy.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. But our buddy Hammer sent us something. So I want to talk about that later. But yeah.
Okay. We can go into that now. I think I'm done with my little internet segment.
Okay. I really like that, Ian.
Thank you.
I love the idea of you and I powering, like dig.com for and then every now and then we're going to have one of those services where we're like, no, we're pulling over early.
Yeah.
Right.
We're rebooting.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let me grab this URL. So, Hammer sent us this link from aljazeera.com about how the French have burnt fewer cars on New Year's Eve due to the pandemic. Okay. In fine French tradition, they typically go out and light cars on fire on New Year's.
Yeah.
And only 874 vehicles were burned this year. I think down close to 50%. 1,316 vehicles in 2019.
I love only 874 vehicles.
Right?
Amazing.
I mean, I don't know. There's some stuff that might be better off if it was burnt, but I don't know.
I would guess that the impact, the environmental impact of burning a car,
right,
and then sending it to the junkyard is far worse than just sending it to the junkyard.
Right. It would be one thing if we saw nothing but shelled out Rolls Royces and Bentleys, right? Like the working class, right. But there's a smart car in this screenshot.
Right.
Right. Like that's not, some global elite vehicle. Yeah. Right. Yeah. It makes me feel a little bad. Also, I mean, fuck. Does anybody do anarchy quite like the French? No. They're the best. So thank you, Joe, for sending that. Yeah. I don't know, man.
That's fantastic.
Right? Yeah. Okay. What else you want to talk about? We got tons of listener stuff. Yeah.
Let's do some listener stuff.
Okay. All right. Ian, I would like to know if you would like to maybe go in with our buddy Aaron on this car. What do you say? It's a 2005 Volkswagen for $5,800. It's a Phaeton. Okay. This is one of those things is there anything scarier on the internet than a Craigslist ad for a Phaeton with suspiciously
no information?
Thank you. It doesn't say if it's the W8. It doesn't say if it's the 12. Anything, right?
Can you tell from these pictures if it's which one it is?
No, I can't. Ian. I can tell that the little thing to do the hood is sticking out like it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Well, there's also no pictures of the engine.
Right.
And the pictures that do exist are pretty terrible.
Right.
I mean, the interior looks like it's in pretty good shape. Like that chair.
Uh-huh.
It looks like it's in pretty good shape.
Yeah. Almost 180,000 miles on it, which is pretty intense for that car, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The driver's seat is in a pretty odd position.
Yeah. It's very close to the wheel, isn't it?
And very high.
Yes, it is. Very far forward, very high.
Which either means that it was moved for vacuuming and photos, or this is the fabled little old lady car.
Right. Right. And like her grandson that doesn't give a shit, you know, is posting it on Craigslist for her. Also, there's a paper note taped to the back window. That's either a sign of duress or like a local for sale thing. Right.
You know, I don't see what bad could come of this. I think you just buy it. Honestly, 2005, you buy this, you could do worse than honestly just sit on this for a bit.
Yeah.
And then sell it on Bring a Trailer or whatever. Like, I don't know.
Right.
I mean, I feel like these things are going to start being big money very soon.
There's such a weird thing where I don't know if cars like this would ever fetch like big money just because of how much can go wrong with them. I get like, say like an Acura Integra Type R getting insane money because there's not going to be some like insane issue that like completely cripples it, right? That you'll never be able to solve. Right.
But I mean, you say that. Hold on, I'm pulling one up on Bring a Trailer that just came out.
Okay, pop the link in the Talk Boots and I'll pull it up here.
That was pretty recent.
Okay.
Where was it?
Oh man, I don't know, Ian. I don't know.
It is. This 2000 Land Rover Discovery 2. Did you see this?
No.
Okay, I'm putting it in the Talk About. Show the people.
Yeah, I mean, screw my theory. Okay, here we go. Yep, look at that technology at work.
It's a similar vintage, and also
equal basket case or worse.
One of the most like notorious, unreliable cars of the last 20 some years. See how much it sold for?
It went for $45,000, which is fucking insane. I've personally seen one on fire. And then remember, our buddy Luis down in Florida sent us a picture of one on fire within like a year or so, like within 12 months.
That's
so
right.
Like, yeah. So I personally saw I-70 shut down because of a fire on one of these and the two people standing behind it. Like, right.
When I saw this, like on Twitter, I saw the result on Twitter. I was like, oh, well, clearly this is probably like a 2,000 mile example or some nonsense like that. No, it's got like 70,000 miles on it. It's just and I'm guessing, you know, if you just divide, you know, it's just however many miles are between the owner's home and their shop. Right. Yeah. Times however many times it broke down. That's where you get 70,000 miles from. Like, what? Why?
Right. So my theory, I think, is wrong then, right? That complexity gremlins, like, I mean, maybe the complexity gremlins kept this from selling for like 80, right?
Yeah.
But still, if you buy a $5,800 Phaeton and sell it for 10, then you've had a good day.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah. I really want to know more about that Phaeton.
Me too. What
if we offered clearly if we offered the guy $4,000 cash.
Right. Today. Right. I mean, the ad's still up. All right, let's respond.
I'd put $2,000 in it. You want to put $2,000 in it? And we'll fly to Wisconsin and drive back? We can edit this out.
We need to drive my LS out there so that at least one vehicle comes back.
That's a good idea. No, I think we just go all in. I'm
not really in a flying mood these days, Captain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know, man. And here's another thing. This is like, you see that like bad 2-sentence horror stuff going around, right? This Phaeton post is almost like that, especially like kind of, I mean, it is just one sentence all run together, but they threw a capital on the maintenance here. So we'll count that the second sentence. Maintenance record since 2013. So like, what were you doing before then?
Well, that means that this is at least the second owner.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. Do you want me to get the VIN for it? Should we find out?
I think we should find out. I think we should find out. And this should be the first Apex adjacent investment car.
I still have our swear jar money. Do you know that?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I counted it out a little while ago. I can't remember how much it is, but I still have our swear jar money.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah.
Is it enough to get us to Wisconsin in gas?
It's at least enough to get us 2 tanks of gas for Luther. So there's 900 miles, something like that. I mean, to be honest, if you and I are driving and we're going through Nebraska again, there's going to be parts of that where we only get like 6 or 7 miles to the gallon. Yeah.
Plus, it's going to be our gas mileage is really going to plummet when we end up towing a Volkswagen Phaeton halfway across the country with your Lexus LS.
Can you imagine the ratchet strap nightmare we'd have to do to get that working?
Oh my God.
Jesus. Yeah. And then Ian and Dave were never heard from again.
Yeah. I want to know everything about this.
Yeah. We need a roundup of like just cheap Phaetons. Yeah. Phaetons? Yeah. Phaeton.
That brings up a good question. Is this the cheapest Phaeton you can buy?
I'm thinking that, I mean, right now, vamp while I go to Auto Tempest? Is that what I need to do?
Yeah.
Okay. You're being bad at vamping. Vamp, Ian.
I feel like
what I'm doing.
This would be a good time for us to do this show live because I feel like we're actively making a bad decision.
Right.
And there's nobody to stop us.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Where we actually need somebody to be like, to step in and just say, guys, right. This is not good thoughts.
Right. Yeah, we need an adult.
There's one in Denver
for $7,000,
but 130,000 miles.
Yeah.
That's a V8 though.
It is. Yeah. So here, let's sort by lowest price nationwide. Okay, that is the lowest price one nationwide. It just so happens to be in Denver. Now that is just on like cars.com, eBay results. Okay, all right, $12,000.
Can you know what? You should be able to use cylinders.
Yeah. Oh, true. Cylinders 12. Okay.
12. Let's see if there's any that come up.
There was one for 2,500. Did you see that? Okay. All right, we're going to just have to open all the Craigslist results. You ever do this? You ever use Auto Tempest?
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a really good time waster.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll always allow pop-ups and redirect from Auto Tempest.
Oh,
all right.
Dear Lord.
Here we go, man. This is what the show is tonight. We're sorry, but we're taking a detour down Volkswagen Phaeton Lane. Okay. Yeah. Hawaii, no cars. All right. Puerto Rico, no cars. Anchorage, no cars. Yeah. Here, let me just close these tabs until we find some cars. Bam, 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 bam. Oh, Ian. Oh, there was Missouri. There's Joplin. Yep.
We might just.
Yep.
We're going to strike out. It's going to be really sad.
I think you might be right. Not even Denver. Yep. Okay, maybe our search result was too...
because we specified 12 cylinders.
Yeah, okay. Well, cheapest, and it has to be a W12, right?
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, shoot your shot, King, right?
Yeah, so it's what, $17,000?
I think so, but then I think we need to redo the Craigslist results without that.
Oh, dear Lord.
Yeah, that's okay. I got a beefy computer. We can do this all day, man. Yep, there's
a V8.
The V8.
Buy here, pay here.
Ooh.
Oh man, that's the phrase you least want to hear when you're shopping for a Volkswagen Phaeton.
Right. Yeah.
Of all.
That's
a long wheelbase right there.
Yeah,
that's
look
fun.
at that. Yeah, $8,000. Yep. Okay. $5,200. All right, that's in Northern Virginia. Okay. Ian, this is just an 8. Okay, tab's getting closed.
Okay.
Ian, all right.
I love it.
Yep, 4-door sedan V8 close. We're shutting them down. All right. Yep, $12,000, 25 or 12.5. Yep. Okay. This is in Ventura, California. This seems like a Cali car, right? 8-cylinder close. No. We reject you 8-cylinder Phaetons. Yep, there it is, the $5,800 one in Racine. It's
been on there a while.
Yeah, it has. Yeah, it's going to be a V8 though. It's going to be a V8.
Well, and I'm thinking, I'm looking for the W12. I'm trying to figure out if we got the W12 every year.
Oh boy, I don't know if we can get into that. Yeah. Man, maybe Zissou was right. We are boring. We should work on that.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, so 820, where they got that number from was Wikipedia. 820 Volkswagen Phaetons were sold in the US in 2005.
Gotcha. Okay.
But 1,400 in 2004. And then, I don't know, what, 2006.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Aaron, for sending us down that Phaeton hole.
Yeah. Let us know if we should buy a Volkswagen Phaeton.
Yeah. Right.
As an investment.
If you stand up a GoFundMe, I'm going to send you some quantity of money.
Yeah. A Volkswagen stonk.
Yes. Uh-huh.
We're going to go to the moon in a Phaeton.
Diamond hands, baby. All right. Okay. Here, let's change it up. Look at this Nash that our good buddy Mark sent us. Right?
I love it.
Right?
I love this car so much.
The two-tone paint is perfect, like the little light yellow, greenish, whatever, and the wind-up toy on the back.
The wind-up joke on the back, sure, fine.
Right. Yeah.
But you can't not be happy every time you see one of these.
Right? Yeah. It's like, I don't know, it's like seeing somebody walk a fat bulldog. Like it just makes you happy. Right? Yeah, let's see here. Here, Eric, our buddy Eric in Illinois sent us this one. Batman has fallen on hard times. I think his stonks did not pan out. Tell the people what you see, Ian.
This is a Nissan Versa, and the license plate says Batman 12.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a direct to DVD sequel.
There
Batman
you go.
12.
Yep. I think
this is.
Yep. Bruce Wayne spent all of his money on Bored Ape NFTs.
There was a hostile takeover of Wayne Industries. He did not come out well.
Yep. Yeah. Our buddy Dana sent us this.
Yes.
The Ghostbusters car. Yeah, that he saw. And
that's really clean.
It is, right? Yeah, it looks crazy good. Like, so where are you on, like, would you rather have the car or the movie car? Like, I give you a DeLorean. Do you want a clean DeLorean or do you want the Back to the Future DeLorean?
I want a DeLorean with an LS swap.
Okay. All right. Okay.
And then this, I'd rather just have the car.
Okay, what about like the car from the Blues Brothers? Do you want the big speaker on top, or do you want the standard?
I want the Blues Brothers car.
Okay. All right, let's see. What else? A Jurassic Park Jeep. Do you want the Jurassic Park Jeep, or do you just want a normal Jeep?
That vintage, probably the Jurassic Park Jeep.
Okay.
What about you? What in what situations would you take the movie car over just the normal car?
Give me an example. Can you think?
Well, how about this one?
I think I would take the movie car. I would take the Ghostbusters version of this wagon, hearse. Yeah,
hearse.
I mean, it was an ambulance, right? Yeah, that was the whole thing. Yeah. Okay. Yep. I would take the Ghostbusters thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What about Jurassic Park?
I might take just the Jeep.
Okay.
I never really got too big into Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Back to the Future? That's the big one.
I would want the standard DeLorean. I don't think I'd want the movie DeLorean.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the Ghostbusters might be a little bit of an outlier for me.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I like that.
I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. Our buddy Dana did send us a note. He said he appreciated the shout out on the pod. He's a car guy, motorcycle guy. Oh yeah. I have a picture of his motorcycle. That looks fun as hell to drive.
That does look fun.
And it looks like he has the hood of a car tied to the back of it to like plane out some like maybe like a baseball field or something. You know how like,
or as a form of recreation for a friend.
Right? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, tootling people around. Yeah. He's got 2 kids, a wife, and a dog, and he's a delivery driver for a national auto parts chain. So, told us to keep up the good work and stuff like that.
Nice.
But yeah, no. So, oh yeah, and he said, here's some fun pictures, and that he's seen as well as stupid things I've done. So maybe that's where the motorcycle with the car hood on the back of it falls into. But that's fantastic. Thank you, Dana. Yeah. Yeah. Do you still have any kind of fleeting feelings for owning a motorcycle, Ian?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Tell me more about that.
I don't know. It's just something I would like to do at some point, but people are dumb, so I probably won't.
Yeah,
and also I just don't have space.
True. It'd be one of those things like if circumstances and like location was a little different, it'd probably change priorities.
Yeah. Yeah. I think if I were ever to retire and I was in like in a small place or something like that.
Sure.
That would be something I would want to get into, but I don't know.
Okay.
They still seem like fun. I've had fun when I've ridden them.
Where do you think you would fall in the motorcycle culture?
Oh, on my head.
All right. Well, I'll buy you one of those fancy airbag helmet and jacket things.
Yeah.
That'll be my gift to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Because elements of a lot of motorcycle culture appeal to me, but I don't want to be, they all seem to be a guy, right? And I don't want to be any of those guys. Like no interest in being a Harley dad.
Right.
Clearly.
Right.
But like the adventure cycle guy,
okay,
who's always like head to toe in BMW.
Right, doing like crazy sand dunes.
Yeah, like the high vis thing, and they're always, the bike is always packed up.
Right. The overlanding motorcycle, right?
Yes. I don't like that type of trip. Sounds fun.
Okay. Okay.
But I wouldn't want to organize my life around that either.
Sure.
Because at the same time, the crotch rocket thing seems fun. I like to go fast.
Right.
Fast sounds fun.
Right.
But I don't want to be a crotch rocket guy.
Right.
And then the same with the what do you call them when they do the flat seat and that aesthetic? You know what I'm talking about? Where they do like this era bike with like a flat seat and the straight bars.
Yeah, more like a cafe racer. Is that
Cafe racer? That's what I was thinking of.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I love that aesthetic and stuff, but it's like it's a little much now, right? Like it's
you don't listen to that much rockabilly, right?
Right. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Huh.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I would end up somewhere I've always thought like if I got a bike, if I ever would get a bike, the thing that I would always want would be a Ducati Monster because it seems like sort of.
Oh, I don't know what
appeals
one
to
of those...
my Eurotrash sensibilities and my sort of like, living downtown sensibilities.
Okay, gotcha.
And it's fairly fast.
Okay.
And it's that seems like where I would end up.
Yeah, okay. That makes me also think of like a Buell or something like that. Something that's like a little bit more utilitarian looking.
Yeah, it's like the naked, kind of crotch rocket-ish.
Yeah.
But also more of like an urban cruiser type thing. Yeah.
Right. Gotcha. Okay. Huh. I've never heard of that. Okay. But I'm not a motorcycle boy. So yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Huh.
I don't know. I don't know that much about motorcycle culture, but that's sort of like where I always thought I would end up.
Yeah. No. That's interesting, Ian. Yeah.
But I'll never have one, so it's fine. Don't worry about it.
I don't know. We need to get together to take some new Apex adjacent garage photos because my Nugget and your VW need to exist in the same space for a little bit.
I know. We need to meet up.
Right. Last listener thing we have for today. Our buddy Sam sent us something he found on the internet. We're always in favor of you sending us stuff that you find on the internet. It's it's somebody holding up an HDMI cable to the GMC Sierra exhausts that are like the exact shape of an HDMI port. Yeah. Yeah, you're never gonna be able to like not think of an HDMI cable whenever you see that truck from now on.
That's right? Really funny.
Yeah,
I really hope that this person drove around with an HDMI cable on their passenger seat, just waiting for the day that they would be behind one.
Wouldn't that be great? Yeah,
that's fantastic.
Yeah,
it's really funny.
I love it. Right. So thank you, Sam. Yeah. Okay. Ian, I saw some stuff. Do you have any My Eyes?
You don't
have any My Eyes?
Been anywhere, done anything.
Yeah, there is that. Okay, so today I was out tootling around in my Aaron Nugget, as it is now known, and I pulled up to the Whole Foods parking lot, and I saw this. Right? It's just a red Mercedes C-Series, right? Yep. And it just made me really happy because there's the dog stickers on the back of it, right? Mm-hmm. That show like the stick figure family, but the dogs instead. Yeah. Because I don't care about the family. I only care about the fucking dogs, right? And then this good boy sitting in the passenger seat staring at me.
Yeah. That look says I killed the other one.
It kind of does. Also, look at the slobber on the window. Yeah. The other one was in the back seat. I think it was just laying down taking a nap. It poked its head up once, and I didn't get a picture of it. Oh, but yeah, okay. I love, and I can tell from the sticker. Like I saw this one on the left here, like with the mark on its face, the little white thing right down the nose. I love that. Like
that's great.
Stick figure family stickers are hot garbage, but if you want to do a dog identification thing on your car, fucking have at it. Go for it. Yeah.
Sure.
Speaking of whimsy and fun, Ian,
if we must,
I worked on the Abarth more. These updates are not going to get as they're getting less frequent, but I had an oil leak. Yes. And I knew that because anytime I came to a stop while I was driving, some smoke came out from underneath the hood.
Again, just letting you know that's like a fluid check. As long as the smoke is happening, hey, I've still got oil. It's a helpful feature.
It's like a visual, like a wireless dipstick.
Exactly. Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Yep. You don't need any fancy OBD reader for that, right?
No, you do not.
Yeah. So I thought that the oil leak was coming from the vacuum pump that sits on the side of the valve cover on the driver's side. Here's the vacuum pump if you want to see that. And this gasket, I think, just was chowdered up from just, me taking it off and on 17 different times, right? Popped a new gasket on there. No more oil leak, no more smoke.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I did find I ran my hand underneath the vacuum pump and found a little bit of oil, Yeah. This picture is rotated a little weird. Yeah, it's like rotated. It should be rotated 90 degrees counterclockwise, and that'll show you what the vacuum pump is really like. Or it's almost backwards. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, so nugget, front end, back off, man. I'm like a freaking pro at this now.
Yeah.
When I was jacking it up, I couldn't find my pinch weld adapters. And then I found them.
Already there.
Yep.
Waiting for you.
Yep. So those things just hung on for like 100 miles and at highway speeds. Yeah. And so I replaced the radiator because this was happening. It might be kind of hard to see, but yeah, it was weeping out of one of the side tanks.
Is that plastic on the side, or is it
plastic on the side, metal in the core? Yeah, just about like everything is nowadays. Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. And so yeah, it's gonna happen. I took a little interlude and did some sound deadening on my wife's Lexus RX 450h.
Oh,
so have you ever done that, like sound deadening, dynamat stuff?
I haven't. No.
Okay. All right. Well. Found some on Amazon, and we'll get to the reviews of it. But yeah, so she hasn't taken it for a drive yet. It was super easy to apply. This RX is not as quiet as the one before. She had I think a 2012 before this. It's 2017. And this one like lets in more noise. Like they kind of, Lexus skimped on the sound deadening on this generation, which is kind of a bummer for like that tier of a car,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And also that customer base, like.
Right. Yeah. And so this, I told her, I was like, I could install like some sound deadening material and we can just see like, if it makes a difference. It's gonna be like $40 for like, maybe 2 doors. Right. And, she never really pulled the trigger on it. And then, let's see, her husband, some idiot ginger, was backing her car out of the garage and hit the wing mirror on the garage pillar.
Oh no.
And it scraped along the brick as I continued to exit the garage. And so I bought her a new wing mirror. Because the painted cover, the expensive part, was damaged. The housing was damaged. So I've worked on the Lexus RX 450h now.
How was that? How was changing the mirror on that?
It wasn't bad. So you see these two kind of vertical boys up here.
Yeah.
Yep. So that was just 3 10mm bolts and then kind of an awkward clip, but it has a clip. So like you can stick it onto the car and then walk around and fasten the bolts.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Right. Yeah. And like taking all this stuff apart, it was like, oh, this is made to take apart and put back together.
Nice.
Like, because she was asking the same questions and I was like, your car like is really good for this kind of stuff, because like I've had cars like, and on top of that, this is in like a 45-degree garage when stuff's prone to snap, right?
Yeah.
Like you and I have both had stuff where it's like IKEA furniture. Like
I'm looking at you, Saab Turbo X.
Right. It gets put together and it's fine as long as it's never taken apart.
Yeah. Let's put the spark plugs in before we put the engine in.
Right.
I'll tell you why later. Just don't worry about it.
Right. Yeah. But thankfully this was good. So, she's going to take it for a drive tomorrow and we're going to see, how she likes it. So
you should have done a decibel meter.
I was thinking of that. Yeah. I should have done a decibel meter.
Like the same stretch of road sort of thing.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I wanted to get this knocked out on the weekend. Yeah. I should have done that. Right. Yeah, because you can just do like an experiment. App, right? Yeah. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah. And then I started like that phase of a Barth ownership where I'm buying stuff on eBay that I don't really need,
like stickers and T-shirts and crap. The
official sales manual of the 2012 Fiat Abarth. this is what they used at the dealer to sell the car, to sell the little nugget. Yeah.
I always want to know, did you buy that before or after you got it running?
After. So I made myself wait on like this kind of stuff. Like I ordered new vinyl to replace the stripes. Right. I got the sales brochure, like that kind of stuff after I got it running. Once I got it running and knew that, like, okay, it's going to run for a little bit, like at least it's, as okay as it could be. Right.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Now I can like open the floodgates on buying unnecessary Abarth shit. Yeah.
I love it. That's great.
Anyway, yeah. So here I took it for a drive in the snow and it's fucking delightful. And it's just a goddamn little monster. And
was it decent in the snow?
It's amazing in the snow.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's perfect in the snow. Yeah. I would not hesitate to drive it in like this kind of snow, like if I had to go to like Colorado Springs for work or something, I would take this instead of my LS. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, for sure. Right.
Did you do any handbrake turns?
I did a little handbrake turning. I did not do like full like 180s or anything. As I was making 90-degree turns in the neighborhood, I would pull it and like it would go like 20 or 30 degrees. You know, I got to work my way up in this car. The seating position messes with your mind. You feel so high up and it feels like you're going to roll. And I need to autocross it. I know. I need to autocross it and like give it the beans and figure out like, because I watched the Jay Leno video because he has an Abarth in his garage and he loves it. Right.
Oh, okay.
Which, I mean, that's awesome if somebody like Jay, likes his Abarth. He just fucking whipped a handbrake turn on dry pavement.
That's what these cars are for.
Yeah. Right. But so my wife drove it for the first time on dry roads yesterday. Okay. So we had a little bit of time, some daylight left, right? Went over to the community college where you and I met. And I was, she doesn't drive a stick very often. So, we were in the parking lot. She started tootling and then she just goes, "Oh, I like this. I'm driving it on the street," and just went onto the street and was driving it down the road until we both realized she left her wallet at home. I left my phone. She left her wallet. So between the two of us, right?
Right.
But like she said, like, she's wanted to recapture that Volkswagen Bug feeling that she had when she was a kid, right? Because her parents had Bugs. Mm-hmm. And she remembers like just whipping through traffic in her dad's red VW Bug. And she was like, "Oh, this is like making me feel like the Bug felt, like chasing that feeling." Right.
Mm-hmm.
I
can see that.
Right. Yeah. Like since I got it, before I even bought it from Jesse, I was thinking like, is Kelly going to like driving this? Like maybe this will give her like Bug feels, Yeah.
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 Do you think this is noticeably slower than the Vigan?
Yeah, it is slower than the Vigan. It's weird. It's different for sure. Mm-hmm. It is slower. I mean, the Vigan, like third gear was the death gear in the Vigan. Like that just, I mean, you've been at High Plains Raceway with me when I had a good second to third shift. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, like very few cars feel like that. Right.
It would choo. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Like I would not consistently get past on the straightaway at High Plains. Totally. Right.
Totally. And if I was behind you, you would disappear for that section. Right.
Yeah. This is different. I got the traction control to kick on today in straight line acceleration. It's not as fast, but it progresses through the revs like in a much more even pace because it's a tiny turbo, right? Yeah, it's different. It comes on a little bit earlier and kind of hits peak boost and then slowly tapers down, like as, the engine resistance lowers, right? Yeah.
I think it feels much more eager. Whereas,
yes.
Right. It's like, let's go. Whereas the Saab was like, felt like you could just destroy some miles at 120 miles an hour,
right,
and it would just keep pulling.
Right. Yeah. This does feel like that manic energy is going to stop. And I think another thing about it is the gears are so close. The ratios, like I was doing 48 something miles per hour today in fifth gear. Guess what the RPMs were in fifth gear?
Oh, probably close to $3,000, right?
2,000 RPM.
Okay.
Right. But I mean, that's fifth gear. Like that's the highest gear in that car.
Oh, I forgot that's not a 6-speed.
No. Right. Yeah. So the gears are super close.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know. It is not as fast as the Viggen, but it is just as, I think it's more fun than the Viggen.
Yeah. I think the Viggen it's a front wheel drive GT car, right?
Right. Yes.
And this is an autocross / like do a bank heist car.
Right.
A bank heist in a crowded city car.
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah. This is Mr. Motivator for sure. Right.
I'm so excited that it's out and about.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm having a splendid time with it. It's so, I mean, like, I just always want to run the errands, Yeah. So anyway, to get back to the sound deadening in the RX.
Yes.
I did a tweet.
Yes. Let's bring it full circle and close.
Yes.
With Dave. Dave did something on the internet.
Now, Ian's usually the one that does a clever tweet. You're more clever with the tweets than I am.
This one was fantastic.
Well, thank you. I was reading Amazon reviews of that sound deadening, and I happened across this one. Works better than I expected. 5 stars from this individual. 33 people found it helpful. Here we go. Here's the review verbatim. This product is amazingly priced for what you get. I have an electric car, and the lack of engine sound, especially on freeways, makes every other sound increasingly more obvious. On top of that, the insulation in my car door hadn't stayed where it should, so I had a bit of cold air coming in. Spent 45 minutes on each door, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. So anyway, right. I just loved it. You tell me what you know about this person, Ian, and give me everything.
I think this is probably not a Tesla super fan. I think this is probably a second wave adopter.
Okay.
Who's not like all the way up Elon's butthole, but is happy that they've bought a Tesla.
Right.
But has enough like distance from it to recognize the sound deadening has left the building and I should remedy that. Because I think a Tesla super fan would be like, this is part of Elon's genius plan.
Vision. Yeah, it's a feature that this installation yeeted itself out the door.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah.
Right.
Is this a picture of a Tesla door?
I think it could be a Model 3 door or or an X because
I didn't even realize that there was a picture. I had read it before and I didn't realize there was a picture with it. Yeah. And I didn't think like, I should look at it and see if I can identify it.
And that like the person, if there was like something that like supplemented their car in a good way, they would say like, this works well with my Tesla. Right.
Oh, that's a good catch. Yeah.
But since this is something that's making up for a shortcoming of the vehicle, they just say they have an electric car and they're like, I'm leaving it at that. Right.
That's interesting.
Right. Because I think you're right. I think like second wave, they have some distance from it. That's a great way to put it. Right. But they won't say Tesla in this. They don't say Tesla in this.
It could be because they maybe got flamed on the Tesla forums trying to complain about it or ask about it.
Right.
And so they're like, I'm just going to sidestep all that drama. Well, let's just say electric car. I don't need anyone responding to my, doxing me on Amazon reviews.
Right. And then 33 other Tesla owners have marked this helpful.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, this was tell me you own a Tesla without telling me you own a Tesla.
Well done, sir.
Thank you. Oh, these fucking Tesla guys.
Mr. Dave, I believe we did a car show.
We did, Ian. We did. Yeah.
What should people do if they enjoyed this boring show?
I would love to see some YouTube comments.
Me too. Me too. I love them. The worse, the better, honestly. I love them.
Fucking both barrels, man. Let us have it.
Yeah.
Right? Our safe word is like, share, subscribe. Yeah. Text us pictures of cars and vanity plates to me, 720-515-1391.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, do that. Go buy it. Go find the cheapest Phaeton on Craigslist. Buy it and tell us how it went.
Or give us the pros and cons of us going in together on a Volkswagen Phaeton investment property.
It'll be either the best thing that we've done or it will destroy us in the show.
Yep.
If I had an empty garage bay, I'd do it. I don't.
Yeah. I'll street park it.
I love it. What is the nicest vehicle you would street park?
I mean, there's no end to the things I would street park.
Right. Yeah. Right.
I would street park literally anything. I would street park a Rolls Royce.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Like, remember when Ted Parks drove his varsity roadster into my driveway, like in my old place, and just fucking hucked it into the driveway?
I know. And I was like, I don't drive into this driveway.
Yeah, let's take a one of two custom vehicles. Yeah. Yep. But anyway, I miss you, buddy. I'm looking forward to the next time we go karting. I can't wait for you to drive the Abarth. We need to make an Abarth video, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
I'm very excited for that as well.
Let's get past this Omicron wave and then start doing some riskier stuff, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
like touching faces.
Yep. Starlinking each other left and right. Yeah.
Okay, everybody. We love you. Goodbye.